Hello, and welcome to Talking Through Our Hats. This episode, we talk about
Old man hats.
old man hats. Yes. No, this episode is coming to you from a place of sadness, a place of grief,
It's
a somber affair.
mhm.
Um, Billy and I have been talking, and
It's tough.
yeah, we don't really know how to say this, but to say that the podcast is low on funding. And
But we're stretched very thin.
very
We've
thin is
robbed
an
we've robbed Peter to pay Paul so many times that the last time we beat him to death.
it's sad, and it's
God.
not something that we wanted to happen. It's just something that ended up happening. So we just want to kind of give you an insight to what we deal with on a daily basis. Hey, Kat, could you not right now, bud? Thanks. I'm pouring my heart out here. He's behind my monitor, just messing stuff up. It's just
Pulling
it's just how my
cords.
life is, you know.
At least you live somewhere that's warm.
Yeah. Well, so we just want to let you guys in on a little like behind the scenes action of how our podcast works and how we try to make money. Here he is again. I'm trying to be serious here. Can you get off the desk? Thanks.
But listen, I won't say it's not a bad idea because we can get like a sponsorship from Frisky.
Hopefully,
Maybe.
Hopefully he's a pretty cool cat.
Yeah.
But so we're gonna let you in a little behind the scenes on how the podcast works. So we obviously make money from the podcast. Oh wait,
we haven't in a while.
No, we've never made money from the podcast. And see, that's where the issue arises.
It's a very big issue, actually.
We've spent so much money on this podcast, and we have made approximately $0. So we're going to show you some of the cool things that we have bought for this podcast that we've really sank our life into and how it's affected us. And we're going to ask you now, if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, follow us on everything that you can.
I mean, and even if you don't want to listen to us, then mute us. But put it on mute us. It helps the algorithm, from what I'm told.
The other thing too is,
I mean,
if you're watching this,
something's got to happen because I can't keep living like this, dude. Like I can't. Like it's constant misery. It's before I go to bed, when I wake up, it's the podcast. It's how it's just drained my fucking life, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, just go ahead. Just
like, even if you're watching, just hit that like button. It takes half a second to do, and it helps us out. Okay, and then maybe we won't have to be living such horrible lives, because we dedicate our life to this podcast.
It's lives. See, we don't even know how to talk. It's lives, not lives.
Yeah, see, and that's because I could have gone to college, but I sunk my college tuition into this podcast. And I didn't know that it was lives. I thought it was lifes.
No, Lives, not Lifes.
That's lives. We've sunk our own lives into this podcast.
You know what? Maybe I'm wrong because I didn't go to college either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he sunk his college tuition into it. That's how long this thing's been going.
No, 2016, actually. That's when
2016. That's when
it's been a while.
That's when this baby was born, And
I mean,
it's still a fucking infant, if you know what I'm saying. And we need
but
to
you know what?
Babies
cost a lot. That's when they're most expensive in the beginning and in the end, like when they go to college and stuff,
Yeah.
So and it's a labor of love.
I'm just going to kind of let you guys in on something that I've purchased that has been for the podcast that, again, we're trying to recoup some of the money. It's
just a little bit, man. I mean, just a little bit of it.
it's this Rubik's Cube thing here. But basically it can unfold, and then I use it to prop up my cell phone.
It's like a transformer.
Yeah, it transforms into this straight line, and then I use it to prop up my cell phone. And this thing, most people be like, "Oh, that's not that bad." You buy it at a store or something. This was $37,000. Not really. It was 3,700.
Oh, but
Um,
dude, that was the Elon Musk design, right?
yeah, it was
You got on the Kickstarter.
designed by Elon Musk.
Yeah,
It works
but
absolutely
dude,
fantastic.
that's perfect for the podcast.
Yeah, it's
I
it's
mean,
necessary.
because like I have something too. Okay,
Hmm.
I write a lot of notes. Okay, I don't really use my cell phone to put jot notes down. I use a
Yeah.
pen and paper. Okay, post-it notes. Okay, it's all over the place. So I needed to buy a pen.
Yep.
Okay, so this is actually brushed rose gold. Okay, so the pen is actually 10 ounces of gold. Even the melt price is closer to like $37,000. But because they made it into a pen, it was 52. Okay. So for $52,000, now I have something to write down those golden ideas that I have.
Yeah.
Okay. But someone's got to pay for that.
Exactly. And we sure
I mean,
as hell
I got
can't
people
anymore.
calling me. I got people calling me like, "Hey, where's my money?" And I'm like,
yeah.
Do you see the pen? Like, I can write you a check, but it ain't going to be good. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, everything has been sunk into this podcast, which brings me to my next point. Billy has done the calculations. He's done the math. It took him a while to do it. He's somewhat of a financial wizard. And he's going to tell you how many podcasts we have left, unless we can get some funding or some support.
Yeah.
So I'll
so
toss it over to
let
Billy.
me. So I'm gonna do screen share because it's actually like a really. No, wait, I don't need to do screen share. Okay. So
okay, perfect.
So I like to write stuff down with my $52,000 pen.
Yeah.
So if you see this, can you read this for the non-viewing audience on Spotify?
The note that was written with the
Post-it.
$52,000 pen says, "Number a podcast we can afford."
Okay. So
he just showed another note that says 3.
Oh, no, we're doing one today. So
so that means 2.
Yeah, because this one costs money too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I might be living out of the car soon, I mean, we got 2 more to do it. I mean, and I'll just have internet access, from
I'm
like
already
the library
living out of
or
my
something.
car. This is a Zoom background of my old apartment.
Dude, I do appreciate your green screen though, because the Zooms we used to do were legit bad.
Yeah.
Like you're in the back of your Kia just hanging out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just saw a cop drive by. It scared me for a second. I thought I was going to get arrested. No, but we we just wanted to let you guys into a little tidbit of our life and how it works. Billy also has something that has been really instrumental in this podcast and the technology that he uses. He wanted to show you that as well. It's something that was
absolutely
very
important. So if you can see behind me, I mean, it is rope lighting all across the room, and as you can see, it's voice or music activated. Okay, so if I give me a beat, and I'll reproduce. Okay, 10 grand.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's investment. Well worth it.
Oh, well invested for sure. Yeah. And speaking of investments, if you like what you're hearing and you like what we're putting out there, episode 10 is next episode, and as we've teased in pretty much every single episode, we are having I don't want to call it an investor round, and I don't want to call it an opportunity of a lifetime, but it is.
I mean, would you call it the pinnacle of success?
I would call it the pinnacle of success if you're involved. If you're not
Absolutely.
involved, it's the opportunity of a lifetime that you would have missed. So
Absolutely.
it's a pretty big episode. And if you want to be involved in it, and if you want to figure out how to improve your life and make everything better, all I want to say is email us at ttohpod@gmail.com. You'll get a chance to come on the podcast and talk to us, and potentially, I mean, if you're smart, if you're smart, if you're smart, invest or join. So
Or die.
one of the three. You have three options: invest, join, or die.
Yeah.
So you decide.
I mean, yeah.
You decide.
I mean, who wouldn't want to invest,
Invest,
join, or die?
join, or die. So tune into episode 10, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a good one.
Should we give them a sneak peek for episode 11? By any chance? Because I heard a little bit of a mystery is involved.
Yeah.
Because it's our last episode. It's gonna. I mean, unless we get some investors, that'll be our last episode. So
we wanted to end on a high note. So episode 11, we already have planned for somewhat of a murder mystery podcast.
Is it the people that didn't
do one of the three things or two of the three things, which is invest, join, or what was the third one? I'm blanking. Die. So it's a murder mystery podcast about the people who did not choose to invest.
Because we do know who the subscribers are.
And we do know who the investors are.
They know who they are. They're okay.
They're great. We love them.
They are ready for the fruits of our labor.
And not only the fruits, they're ready for the gold-covered, gold-plated, served on a silver platter display of just amazingness and unlimited, all-you-can-eat juiciness fruits of our labor.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah, so tune in. And email us if you want to be a part of it.
Cool. So we were at work today, and
I don't like this.
Okay, so you happen to just tell a story. Okay, you told me like the first part of it, which I was all a part of because like I remember that being that in my time frame. But then I went to the bathroom, came back out, and Kyle's like, "Oh damn, that is some stuff." So evidently I missed the second part of this. So I believe it might be beneficial for me to hear the whole story so that I can attest to what other people at work have heard.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me to share. But it's basically the worst first date I've ever gone on. And it ticks a lot of the boxes of bad first dates. So
lay it on me, bud.
I don't like sharing this because it's embarrassing, but I'll fill you in. I'll entertain the pod here for a minute.
The audience, the OnlyFans,
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to change the names of these people for their safety, but
obviously, I mean, every good.
Yeah. So basically when I was like 11, 12, no, probably like 12, 13, I met this girl at my church who I then became entranced with. I just really liked her, wanted to date her, asked her out, said no multiple times. She friend zoned me essentially. She
You're
had
done.
an open slot and I slid right into the friend zone.
And you never get out, dude. You never get out.
This is a point to how you will never get out of the friend zone if you get in there. Okay. So basically, I get a best friend, guy named Phil. He moves into our church, become best friends with him. And guess what? He starts dating the love of my life. So right off the bat, fantastic. So there's this other girl. Okay. Yeah, it's fantastic. There's this other girl, Renee. Okay. That's not a real name, but I'm gonna change it. So Renee, she's pretty cute. She's a really nice girl. We're friends. Like I like her. She's cool.
Yeah.
The love of my life, who will remain nameless. She says, "Hey, you should ask Renee out." And I was like, I don't know. In my mind, I was trying to play it off like cool. I was like, I get so many girls already. I don't need Renee. But really, I was just sitting there like, please, if you ever want to date me, I'm free. So the love of my life. I don't want to call her that because it's weird because she's not. But at the time she was. I'm gonna call her
your crush.
I'm gonna call her Lola.
Because you were crushed.
Okay. I'm gonna call her Lola. So Lola tells me, "Hey, ask Renee out and we'll go on a double date with you." And I was like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, sure. So I ask Renee out and I say, "Hey, Renee, you want to go to the movies with me?" And she's like, I don't, let me see. So she was super hesitant to even go with me.
Mm-hmm.
I then tell.
So even the duff of your Lola.
No, she was actually not
the other friend.
Yeah,
I mean, because you know what a duff is, and I'm sure that
I was the duff. I was the duff.
I peaked it at like 17, so I was not the duff. Dude, but continue with your story.
I was a late bloomer. I peaked at 21, like 3 years ago. I'm a late bloomer. Just trust me, okay?
I'd like to see how far you fell from your peak in just 3 years. I'm not sure. Because I fit in a size 32. I look like a guy from NSYNC, and I had perfect hair.
That was
okay.
A good one, Billy. That got me. All right. So
keep going.
So I tell Lola. I say, "Hey, Lola." Renee was like, kind of like, I don't know. And without my knowledge, Lola approaches Renee and says, "Hey, look. Me and my boyfriend are going to be there. Just come with us. It'll be fun. We are going to go see the incredible Burt Wonderstone with Steve Carell. When that came out, it was a movie. I have it up here. It came out in 2013. So I was 16. Oh,
okay.
Geez.
Oh, dude, this is even worse now because you said 12, 13, which is completely innocent.
This is when I met Lola. 12, 13 was when I met Lola. But this is 16.
So you were friend zoned for almost 3 years?
I was friend zoned for a while from
Lola. Oh.
So okay, but
you were 16. 16. I remember better. When I was 16 because I was in that picture with the leather pants and the velvet. Yeah.
It gets better. So I can't drive. Neither can Renee. So Lola can drive, and she says, "We'll meet you there, and we'll drive you home. It's going to be a double date." So I get my mom to drive me and Renee to the movie theater. My mom drives us to the wrong movie theater. So already we're sitting in my mom's minivan. Renee doesn't want to be there. My mom's driving us to the wrong movie theater. So I'm like, great, this is fantastic. We get into the movie theater. I get a text from Lola, and Lola says, "Hey, me and my boyfriend got in a big fight. We'll be there later." So they're fighting, which is normal for them. In the movie theater with Renee, I'm sitting there. In my mind, I did not know Lola basically told Renee, "Come for sympathy. Just go. It'll be fun." I'm thinking Renee is like, "Ooh, yeah, I'll go on a date with you." So in my mind, I'm like, all right, this is going somewhere. So Renee is sat like this the entire time. Okay. Knees to her chest, leaning over the opposite way of me. Basically, zero chance I can pull like an arm around, hold a hand, do anything. Renee is not feeling me. Okay. Renee's like, no way. I'm dealing with this guy. Lola texts us, says, "We're not going to be there. because we got in a fight. I'll pick you guys up. Our plan was to go to Cold Stone after the fact. Okay.
Okay.
So the movie ends, everything's fine. She picks us up. Lola's crying, bawling her eyes out because her and her boyfriend got in a fight. And keep in mind, her boyfriend's my best friend, and I have a huge crush on Lola.
Right. You're torn.
Oh, dude, it's yeah. So we go to Cold Stone. Cold Stone is closed. So we end up going to McDonald's for the $1 cone of ice cream. And Renee is like, yeah, I don't want to be here anymore. So Lola drops Renee off, and it's me and Lola in the car now. Lola's bawling her eyes out the entire time for like 2 hours. She's telling me, I need to get a new boyfriend. He's so mean, all this stuff, just basically feeding my ego. The best part about it, though, the best part about this, how horrible this date is we go to drop Renee off. All right. We park outside of her house. We talk for like a couple minutes. I'm in the back seat. It's Lola driving and Renee up front. Renee gets out. I go to switch there. I go in for a hug, and Renee hits me with a solid high five. Dude, it was horrible. Dude, and the worst part was
you were 16. Dude, oh my God.
Dude, I know. Trust me.
How old were you? How old did you tell Kyle that you were? Probably 12, 13?
Yeah, I thought it was around that time. I thought it was.
Dude, I can't wait to tell him tomorrow that you were 16.
Dude, I know. I'm a loser, okay? I was never good with girls. I'm just happy that I found a girlfriend who had stuck with me for 4 years. I'm just happy about that.
Dude, don't ever leave her.
I don't plan to.
Don't ever.
But dude, no, that's how horrible it was. And the best part was, in my mind, I was like,
so your first date was 16. Jeez.
No, that was like one of my first dates. But I had gone on other dates with other girls, but like it was. I for everyone who doesn't know, I grew up Mormon, and Mormons, there's a lot of like, they'll have a bunch.
They do the like the horse and buggies and the like oxen and stuff, right? Like no electricity. They do the Rumspringa. Okay, and then they had a show about them, and then there was the Mormon Mafia, right?
Yeah,
they were in Lancaster. Yep. Yeah, the Eli guy with the Mormon Mafia. Yeah,
exactly. No,
cool. It was a cool show.
But
you wear the funny hats. You got the big beards. Look at your beard. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mormon beard. There you go.
No, the best part about it was, I thought the whole time, I was like, okay, Renee, she's cool, but I don't really like her. I like Lola, and I didn't figure out till like 2 years later that Renee and Lola had talked, and Lola convinced Renee to go to the movie with me. So, dude, so
you were 18 when you found out that you were a pity date.
No, I think
it's amazing that you shacked up with the first girl that would actually stand you for more than 10 seconds.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's
you know what?
One.
But
I didn't want to share it on this podcast, and I didn't want to, but it happened, and we're here now.
Do you want me to share my first divorce? No, that's too long of a story. Because I can out awkward you for years. Okay, 18 years of awkwardness. So,
dude, no, I have some awkward experiences, dude. I have some awkward experiences.
So you gave an awkward experience on your part, right?
Yeah.
Like an awkward date. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not afraid to admit that. So I was like 18, 19 at the time. Got a newborn. Got a girlfriend, lived in an apartment. I got this job that I'm paving blacktop. So I'm completely just like sleep. I go to sleep. I'm out until like 4 a.m. I get up, go to work. Okay.
Yep.
So there's 2 stories about that relate to me just being completely exhausted and going from there. So the first one is a little less vulgar, and I'll ask you if you want me to go to the second one. Okay.
Well, are these awkward stories or vulgar stories?
Awkward, disgusting, like kind of like just
okay
to make you feel better.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it.
So the first one, I just, like I said, I'm out in the heat. It's 100-degree day, everything else. So I get up from sleep. I'm walking in the bedroom or walking in the bathroom. I proceed to pee in the trash can. Full on, just like that's where I meant to go. That's what the job was to do, was to piss in the trash can.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend comes in. She's like, and this is my future wife and future ex-wife, and she's like, "You just pissed in the trash can." I'm like, "No, I didn't. I peed in the toilet." Like, I'm just so
out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you want to hear second story?
Sure.
So at this time, same apartment, we're living at Springside Drive. Okay. And at that apartment, it only had one bathroom, one toilet. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm out in the heat all day. Okay. I don't know if I ate dinner weird or something. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night needing to poop, and you have 30 seconds? You have one of those ones that wake you up from a deep sleep, and you're like,
I can still hear you. You're good.
You wake up from a deep sleep with oh my God, I am shitting soon, and it's happening whether I go or not, whether I have a place or not.
I've never, it's
like
never
you just don't feel good.
up. It's
but
never
you just don't feel good.
Up.
Right.
But I can tell you, the second that I wake up, my body's like, hey, let's evacuate some stuff.
Nope. Okay. So I am completely just dead to the world sleeping. And this amount of.
Do you shit in the trash can?
No. Worse. This is worse. So I wake up. It's like 2:00 in the morning. Okay. I'm like, whoa, oh, I got to shit. I'm full awake. Okay.
Yeah.
I reach over. Karen's not in bed.
Okay.
Oh my God, where is she? I fucking rush to the bathroom. She's sitting on the toilet. I'm going, I don't know where else to go. She's shitting on the toilet. I peek the cheeks over the fucking tub, and I let loose because I can't not. So Karen, my girlfriend, with a young baby in the house, she's sitting on the toilet. I'm a foot away from her, just going into the tub. So I hope you feel better about your first date.
See, I do feel a little bit better about my first date, but I have some very solid awkward conversations, awkward just interactions with people.
We can make a whole awkward podcast.
Sometimes
because I'm very awkward around death.
I was just gonna say, if you want more of these awkward conversations, awkward interactions, just me and Billy being awkward,
embarrassing stories that actually happen, because that's kind of funnier than some of the bullshit that we do.
Let us know, because that'd be fun. But I'll tell one real quick. This isn't really awkward. This is me pretending to be awkward. I knew a guy for probably a year and a half at my previous job. I never once spoke to him. Never once spoke to him in words like this. He would come into the break room, and this is just, I'm just a weird guy. So he'd come into the break room, and I'd be like, oh, sorry, well, and I would just talk in rambles to him. That's all I would do. But the best part was, he worked at Geek Squad. I was on the sales force. So if he wanted to go to the break room, he would have to walk by our department, and I'd be talking to a customer perfectly fine. Like, yeah, this is a great option. This is a perfect computer for it. And I would, if I ever saw him go into the break room, I would follow him in and be like, say, what? And then walk out. And the best part is, the guy left for the military when I wasn't there. So he left on his last day. I had never spoke a single word to this guy. I was just, I barely ever saw him, and he would always like, yeah. Like, he would always kind of like.
Okay. So I have a quick story about screwing with a coworker. So this new guy, we'll call him Mark. Okay. So Mark starts on a Monday. Okay. And he's literally shadowing the person right next to my station, 3 feet away.
Yeah.
But a couple hours go by. No one says that there's a new guy. I'm just like, I know he's a new guy, but you know what? I'm not even going to talk to him. Not going to acknowledge him. Nothing. Okay. Because no one told me who this guy is. He didn't come up to me and say, hey, I'm the new guy.
Yeah.
Whole 8 hours goes by. Even like there's times when he's in my way and he has to move out of my way for me to go get like parts and stuff. Like, so I'm acknowledge. I know that he's there, but I'm not saying anything. He's not saying anything. So this is Monday. Tuesday comes up. He comes in. I'm like, oh, hey, what are you, a new guy or something? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, cool, man. Hey, welcome to the team. And he's like, yeah, I was here yesterday. I'm like, no, you weren't. Like, I absolutely would have noticed you. I would have said, hey, you would have said, hey. And he's like, no, I was here all day. He's like, you don't remember me? I'm like, dude, quit screwing around, man. I'm like, welcome. That's pretty funny, but I'm pretty sure I've been at
Tesla.
We'll have to edit that out for 14 years.
I'll try to put a beep on there,
please. And yeah, so I've been there for a while, and yeah, I would have noticed a kid, and and then I didn't tell him for months afterwards that I actually did realize that he was there. It was just thought it'd be a funny thing to do. So,
and I don't even know why I did that to my coworker.
It's just something funny.
Yeah,
it just comes in your head, and you're like, you know what?
It
Why
entertained me.
There's no harm.
I literally just said entertained me. All right, that's a good place to end. We are doing a little bit shorter episodes. We hope you guys enjoy them. Please like, follow, subscribe, do all this stuff. Listen to us on Spotify. Listen to us on YouTube, Google Podcasts, pretty much everywhere. I've been Derek,
and people, if you notice, there was no sponsor.
Yep, and you know why? Because our podcast is failing, and episode 10 is going to come around next episode, and we need some people to just sit down and talk with us. Remember, your 3 options are to invest, join, or
die.
I've been Derek. That's been Billy. Have a good one, guys.